Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world famous Jonesy and Brown show, starting an all new season of Jonesy and Brown. We done took the whole summer off, but your boys is back. Mike Jones is here with me today. What's going on, sir?
Oh, I'm good, man. How are you?
Mike Jones, this is the Reggie White episode of Jonesy and Brown. This is the official Reggie White episode of Jonesy and Brown, episode number 92. Good brother. 92 shows with your boys. Does it feel like you've done 92 episodes of Jonesy and Brown with me, sir?
The thing is, we've done a lot more than 92 shows.
Well, of course we've done a lot more than. We're not talking the 50 plus shows of offense, defense, and discourse. The failed, agree to disagree.
So, I stopped counting a long time ago.
Well, look, man, I'm the one who has to do all the clerical work and filing and keeping tabs on what show is what. So yes,
that's true.
So show number 92 for us, man. Always good to work with you. Always good to have you back. Thank you for continuing to take my phone calls, brother. Thank you for not blocking me on any social media, to my knowledge. But
you can always mute people. You don't have to block everyone.
Did you mute? Have you muted me yet? You've muted you. You know what, man? Whatever, dude. Whatever, man. Anyway, hey, look. Week 1 in the books in the NFL season. Your Eagles are 1-0 again. Starting the season 1-0 again. We're going to talk about that.
Jalen Hurts is undefeated in every opening game as a starter.
That says a lot. The
kid wins games.
The kid will win you a game, or the kid wins games. I know you might not. He
wins games
when he's at quarterback. The team he's playing for.
If it's a big game, he can win it for you.
Yeah. Definitely. And that is going to be a conversation that you and I have down the road. We're going to have a conversation about quarterbacks you want on your team when it's winning time.
True, but there's a part of the conversation I kind of want to get into right now while we have a minute.
I don't know if we have a minute, sir, because we got Phillies to talk about this week. We got Phillies to talk about this week, and our guest actually just popped up, man.
So let's get into the Phillies. I'm ready.
All right. So look, we are going to talk plenty of Eagles. We got plenty of time for Eagles. We got plenty of time. We'll get back. We will circle back to the Eagles conversation. But now let's talk Phillies because it's September. Getting into the middle of September, which means October is coming.
Playoffs are 3 weeks away.
Playoffs are 3 weeks away, good brother. So we got to figure out how how this team will do. A lot of skepticism, a lot of people unsure about this Phillies team, what they can do, how they will play, how things will turn out. So when we talk baseball, there's a brother we like to add to the show. There's a brother we like to bring into the conversation, and that is my man Rob Knox. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see y'all, man. Good to always be a part. I know we supposed to be talking about Phillies. I got a Sixers shirt on, but Philly sports want to get all
Look, man, sports apparel is way too expensive these days to put it away when a team is not winning. So, look, I got plenty of Sixers shirts that I still wear
here in at least 2 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, you haven't seen me wear Sixers gear in 2 years. I still have my Sixers gear. It's been put away.
No, I will probably wear.
It's a protest.
We're
not here to talk Sixers, and I don't want to be angry today. So
there's a good chance I'll wear a Sixers shirt tomorrow. It won't be like Embiid or Max or anything. It'll probably be Iverson or somebody, but still, I could wear a Sixers shirt tomorrow. Man, it's whatever's clean in the drawer. But nonetheless, let's talk Phillies though, because we got the hunt for October, the hunt for Red October, whatever you want to call it. It is here this week. Phillies are playing the Mets. Phillies played the Mets. There's a chance to lock this away.
4 games set with the Mets this week.
4
Currently,
games set.
as we record, Phillies are up 8 games.
8 games. So 8 games with handful
18,
left.
18 left.
18 left, up 8 games.
I mean, remember, obviously, in 2007, the Mets were up 17. We're up 7 games with 17 left. And then obviously 1964 Phillies with the epic collapse. So, Phillies are in good
Not
shape.
over yet.
I take nothing for granted.
No, not over yet. But quite frankly, I'll put it to you like this, man. I don't know. Like there have been collapses. We've seen collapses. We've talked about that Eagles collapse of 2 years ago. But even then, that team still made the playoffs. So I am still not sure. Like I'm still trying to figure out my confidence level.
And I hear you. So let me put some more doubt in you real quick. With Wheeler gone,
yes.
Turner on the IR said grade 1, so hopefully it's only 2 weeks. Bohm also on the IR now. Does that make you even less confident? Nola had a decent game in the first series against the Mets, so
I put it like this. You would rather have them, especially this stretch of schedule the Phillies are playing. I said it a few weeks ago. I love the September schedule because they're playing everybody that's good, basically. They went to Milwaukee. They go to LA next week. They're playing the Mets, the Royals, and the Diamondbacks, who will probably have a winning record by the time that they play the Phillies. I loved it when we were healthy, but now that we're not, they still have some things. They have some. What's the word I'm looking for? They can still be successful and reach their first goal winning the National League East as constructed right now. Obviously, they're in a nice spot, 8 games up, 18 to go. They can do what they need to do to get through this stretch without Turner and Bohm. Long term, going through a whole month of October, I would prefer to have those two. And pitching wise, I always think it's just going to come down. If the Phillies pitching can give those 6 to 7 innings a start, and 2 to 3 runs, that's enough, to keep them in the game and should have opportunity to beat. I just worry about the offense. I just don't know if their offense is consistently hit elite pitching or score against elite pitching on a regular basis. Or let me say, it's hard to score against elite pitching. I get it, but like they even put pressure on them. I think that's the thing. That's the frustrating part that's been with the Phillies offense. It's just like, okay, I get the other guy is good, but you don't even put pressure on the team.
We joke about it sometimes. We talk about Phillies just never having 2 things that match. You go out and they start this series with the Mets. Aaron Nola pitches his best game in months. You get a great outing out of Aaron Nola, and yet they couldn't hit worth crap. They win 1-0, and you're satisfied. And I feel a little bit more. I feel better with Duran in the bullpen coming out.
I'm glad you said that, because as soon as you said 1-0 game, the first thing popped in my head is Duran being on the roster there, available for the 9th inning in those types of games. Yep. I feel a lot better about them now than even in the year they went to the World Series. 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Yeah, that year, Rob Thompson was like just using anybody to get the final 3 outs.
Yep.
Right.
Obviously, Rangers Warriors closed out the NLCS, but even last week in Milwaukee, that game was 1-0 for like the longest time, and then it made it 2-0. But it's like if they get good pitching, they're going to be okay. I think, again, offensively, they are what they are. And, right now, Schwarber and Harper aren't necessarily hitting the way they're capable of or consistently. So you got to figure if they pick it up a little bit, you figure that Phillies will begin to put some more runs on the board.
Let's stick with pitching a little bit, because yes, they lost Wheeler. Wheeler's not coming back. That's out of the picture. Sanchez has pitched better. Suarez has looked to be improved. And you got a good outing out of Nola. Was Nola good enough on Monday to change the way you think? Or is the jury still out for you?
See, I'm going to go with the more consistent body of work with Aaron Nola, and I don't expect 6 innings. I don't expect 6 innings of scoreless baseball from him. That's not where he is. But I mean, I think he gives 6 innings and 2 to 3 runs or whatever the case may be. I mean, he's serviceable. He's a veteran, and I mean, his first 2 playoff starts of his career, he was really good. Since those 2 playoff starts in 2022, he's been okay. He hasn't been what you would call like a lockdown specialist. I mean, he had a chance to close out Game 6 of the 0-3 in LCS, and he didn't really pitch well. And then even the game in New York last year in the playoffs, he was okay, but you need in that situation from him, you needed more than okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fine with Nola in the starting lineup. I mean, again, postseason baseball is different from how it was when we grew up. I mean, pitching helps for sure, but now if you get 4 innings out your starter, they turn over to your bullpen. That's going to be San Diego's formula when they get to the playoffs. With that bullpen, they're going to get their starters 4 innings and get to their bullpen. And sometimes some teams are in a race to their bullpen.
Mm-hmm. No, and I get that, and I guess there are almost 2 ways to look at it. Whereas here's Aaron Nola, and this is a guy that once upon a time is not that far ago was considered the ace of this lineup, and now you're using terms like serviceable, okay.
So
I mean, that's just the reality, right?
No, and that's the reality. Like I'm not debating
this because when we say, well, Aaron Nola was ace of the staff or such, he's the ace of staff prior to Wheeler being here, which is several years at this point. And even Nola at his best, when he's been rolling, he's still been prone to have that one bad inning in a game at any point where he might give up 3 or 4 runs. So to expect Nola to come into the playoffs and pitch 1-run baseball or less night in and night out kind of feels like a tall like a leap.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. I think and I think that's honestly, I think that's the whole Philly staff. But I mean, obviously in playoff baseball, you give up 2 runs, you get beat. So again, I think it's going to come down to making pitches, and you're going to be facing some good lineups. Again, Rangers been pitching well for them, and again, I think to expect scoreless baseball from the starters is probably asking a lot. And now, mind you, they've kind of done that, 1 or 2. Even Jesus Luzardo and Nola probably like in the same boat, right? They're going to give up 2 to 3 runs, but again, if the Phillies offense isn't going to be consistent, then it doesn't matter what the pitching do. Because again, with this Phillies team, if you give up 2 to 3 runs, that should be enough to win some games.
So let's go to the other side of the baseball. Now we're talking
hold
about
up,
run production.
But let me make one more point before we go to the other side, because I talked about Aaron Nola and where he is now in his career, but on the flip side, on the other hand, I guess now that he is where he is the 3rd starter. Does that make you a little more confident in him? The fact that you're not going to him game 1, you're not going to him game 2. He's number 3 in this rotation. Would have been number 4 if Wheeler was still here. Does that change?
You don't know that he's number 3 right now, honestly.
Right. I mean, I think you need to see a couple more starts from him of that level. Again, I mean, is he going to go on the scoreless streak and not give up a run the rest of the year? Probably not. But at the same time, I mean, if Nola's pitching game 3, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm not going to have angst. I mean, obviously the Phillies should have a plan. I mean, if a quick hook is needed, then you got pitchers behind them. But I mean, again, I think he's pitched enough baseball to know, to understand, what he could do and what he can't do. I mean, I think last year against the Mets, I think he went 5 innings or 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, I think it was, and the Phillies only scored 1 run that day. So I mean, again, if the offense isn't going to score, is going to be problematic regardless. And then every run that you give up, then you feel like you have to go out there and pitch and throw zeros and not pitch free and easy. And that's, it's kind of a challenging way to be. And, looking at the Dodgers, I think their rotation has started to round into shape a little bit. They're getting all their pieces back. But that being said, I still think, I think beyond Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee has the best starting staff, and I think the Phillies are a close second behind Milwaukee. And then I think there's a drop off. I know the Dodgers have some talent. I know Shohei's been pitching now, but I'm just and the Dodgers bullpen hasn't been as locked down as they thought it was going to be.
So like I was saying, let's move over to the other side. Jones, I know you had a question.
So as I was starting to ask, all right, now I lost my train of thought.
My bad. But let's talk about let's talk about swinging the bat. We touched on it a little bit earlier. Schwarber, Harper, not necessarily tearing it up at the plate right now. How confident are you in the two of them? Do they have the track record for you that they can turn it around? And also, they have been picked up a lot of times from the back half of that lineup. But now, with Turner out, with Bohm out, some people have to move up. What do you think of that lineup? Who do you think needs to step up besides Schwarber and Harper in this stretch going down the line, going into the playoffs?
Nick Castellanos, when he's in the lineup, he needs to produce. I mean, obviously he had the game-winning hit in the first game of the Mets series, but he needs to produce. I mean, he had some good at-bats last night. I mean, he just got 1 hit to show for it. And I think the one good thing about the Phillies offensive approach since that they swept in New York it's been good. I mean, it hasn't yielded boatload of runs aside from the 19-run game, but it's been good. They've made pitchers throw a lot of pitches. They've taken their walks. They've run some deep counts. So again, I mean, these are things that we wanted to see last year, and they're not chasing. I mean, they're still chasing, but it doesn't feel like they're chasing as much as they did last year.
So, with the addition of a guy like Harrison Bader and what we're currently seeing from the bottom third of the lineup, well, let me phrase it this way. How much do you think you can trust the bottom half of the lineup to give you production in the come playoff time?
I mean, I think you can trust them. I mean, Amari, I mean, again, this is assuming that Turner and Bohm are in the lineup, right? Mm-hmm. Because what happens is that the Phillies lineup becomes deep now because now March has been producing, Kepler's been producing, Bader's been producing, Stott has really been in a good groove. So I think that they had Bohm. He had Bohm batting 8th because of the struggles. I low key like Alec Bohm batting 8th, to be honest with you. Because now at the bottom of the lineup, you got somebody that's driven over like 50 RBIs already in batting number 8.
So where does that leave a guy like Nick Castellanos?
I mean, because Rob Thompson's going to continue doing what he's doing. He just got produced where he's in the lineup. I mean, clearly he's not going to play every day. And Kepler's made it hard because Kepler's reduced. Do
you believe that relationship has gotten kind of contentious, that between Thompson and Castellanos?
It's probably not where it used to be. I don't think Castellanos was happy with coming out of the game, but I think at this point, I think Rob Thompson is going to run the best lineup out there. And you can't tell me that you're not better defensively in the outfield late in the game with Castellanos in the game.
No, I understand that. And I guess.
That's all I say there on that one.
Mm-hmm. I guess trying to decipher what is media fodder, what is clickbait, and what's real. It's been played up over the last couple of weeks, kind of like an animosity between the two, and now it's coming to the point where people are openly wondering, does Castellanos have a place on this team in the future? What is your opinion on that?
Well, I mean, he has 1 year left on his contract. I know that, if the Phillies could have traded him and gotten some value for him, they probably would have.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, I don't know. I mean, he has 1 year on the contract. So, I mean, as far as I know, he has 1 year left and he'll be here next year. But you never know what can happen in the offseason. Because, I mean, the Phillies have some decisions to make on some players.
Mm-hmm.
Do you resign Schwarber? Do you resign Ranger? Do you resign JT? I don't know if you can get all three of them.
Okay, so if somehow out of some twist of fate tonight, the Philadelphia Phillies named Rob Knox the GM of the team, and you're taking a look at that lineup and you're trying to build for the future because you realize now, there's a window and that window is closing. What do you do? Like, who do you bring back? Who do you let go?
I personally would try to trade Alec Bohm and get some value.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Alec Bohm can bring you something in the trade somehow, somewhere. I definitely, I try to, if I could, try to sign go outside and try to sign a power hitter for the outfield. And maybe again, trade Castellanos, bring Andrew Crawford up next year. Put him in left field. I'm not sure if Bader's on the contract for next year or not. So yeah, I think that just the upgrades, but like of the three, in order, I would say Schwarber, Ranger, and JT.
Do you think the Phillies should ever? So it seems like they've been looking for an outfielder with some pop in his bat since Bryce Harper moved to first.
Right.
Ever think the organization would consider moving Bryce back to the outfield now that it's not really a concern to protecting his arm like when he first returned?
He said, Bryce said he's willing to go back to the outfield. Okay. Obviously, if he's able to go to the outfield and be competent out there, that would be a huge boost, right? And that free up, free up first base.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like it'd be easier to find power at first and move Bryce to the outfield,
right?
And find power in the outfield.
I agree with you 100%.
So Dombrowski's got his work cut out for him, but we got to get through this postseason first.
Yeah, he does. So scale of 1 to 10, Phillies winning the division, you're at like 11, 12, right, Rob?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, look, they'll be all right. Rob, real quick before we let you go, let people know where they can find you and what you're working on.
Working on some women's basketball stuff. College women's basketball is around the corner, so just get prepared for like the SWAC Media Day, BAC Media Day, CA Media Day, and WBA final, WBA playoffs. I may not be on the trail this year because the games are in New York, and they may not align with my schedule. But you can find me on Twitter at KnoxRob1, on Instagram at Rob from Chester, PA.
There you go. Once again, the one
Appreciate you guys.
the one and only Rob Knox. And make sure you check us out. Check out our segment on Lance J Radio, because we talked to Rob in depth about the WNBA playoffs. He's got a lot to say about that. So make sure you check that out, sir.
Once the WNBA playoffs are over, we could have him back on to talk more WNBA.
Yes. Because we can talk.
Yes. Hopefully by then my Angel Reese jersey will be on. Will be here, and I can wear that. And I have the life size. I'm gonna have the poster right here, bro. The Angel Reese.
Okay, cool.
Right there on the wall.
Love it.
Rob, man, thank you, good brother. Appreciate you, man.
Problem. Appreciate y'all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was my man Rob Knox talking baseball with us. He'll definitely be back on the show in the coming weeks. Hey, man, we're going to talk football. We're going to take a real quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk a little football. You good with that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, you're listening to Jonesy and Brown. Once again, hit us up, Facebook, Instagram, X, at Jonesy and Brown, or at BITW Sports. We'll be right back.